Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time, winning his 7th Super Bowl on Sunday, but that's not why I like him. I don't really follow football. To me, it's just a modern day bread and circus, a pop culture distraction for the masses. But I still am a fan of Tom Brady's, but not because of what he does on the field, but rather simply because of how his winning streak makes liberals feel.
Half of the last 20 years, we spend the first week of February, the first week of Black History Month, celebrating a white man. In other words, Tom Brady Appreciation Week.
Now, he was joking there mostly, but underneath the laughter was some seriousness. And he's not the only one. If you saw my Twitter feed last night, I was retweeting a bunch of people who were genuinely upset that Tom Brady won because, well, Tom Brady's white. The quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs, the losing team, is black. Well, half black to be exact, but he identifies as black, and these days that's all that really matters, right, Rachel Dolezal? And since a certain percentage of the population views everything through the lens of race, they wanted the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not because they like that team better or that's their home team, but simply because they wanted the black quarterback to beat the white one. And because February's Black History Month, that added insult to injury. It really did. They're actually upset about this. Others are upset that he led his team to victory because over 5 years ago, as you may recall, he was photographed having a Make America Great Again hat in his locker. And USA Today said that he still hasn't been held, quote, accountable for that. They're literally upset that he wasn't canceled, fired, because he owns a Make America Great Again hat. I don't even think he's been vocal about President Trump or politics at all, but just simply owning a MAGA hat means that you need to be held accountable. A lot of people who don't follow football still enjoy watching the Super Bowl for the commercials, but now there's a 50% chance that those commercials aren't going to be funny and instead will just lecture you about some social justice cause. The winner of the worst one this year, perhaps the worst ever, has to go to Jeep, which aired this mess of an ad starring Bruce Springsteen as he drove around in his Jeep lecturing the audience about how it's time to come together in the middle and unite again and move forward now that Donald Trump is out of the White House. In a sense, they ironically and unintentionally did unite Americans because now both Republicans and Democrats agree that Jeep had the worst Super Bowl commercial perhaps of all time. Amy Schumer starred in a commercial for mayonnaise, although I'm not sure why. Perhaps by the looks of her, she drinks mayonnaise instead of milk. And I know a lot of people got excited for Brian Stelter thinking that he finally made it big time, but this is actually the face of his doppelganger, Jason Alexander, who played George Costanza on Seinfeld, who, by the way, also blocked me on Twitter. And because professional sports has become infused with liberal propaganda, Old Joe made an appearance via video to thank the healthcare workers for taking care of patients during the pandemic. And I would like to take a moment to thank the healthcare workers as well for not making any more of those TikTok dance videos. While some are bummed that Tom Brady is white and others are upset that he owns a MAGA hat, others still are upset that he showed up to the stadium on Sunday without wearing a mask. As you know, CNN is also very concerned about masks, and since Old Joe's only coronavirus plan is for people to wear 2 of them now, CNN is proudly complying, and they're also very upset that people gathered together to enjoy the Super Bowl and, well, you know.
You're enjoying all this excitement there in person. What are you seeing and hearing ahead of tonight's big game?
Well, Anna, we're trying to enjoy it safely. We are at the Poorhouse in Tampa, which is a very lively bar and restaurant, which is why I am double masked. But if you take a look here at the scene behind me, you can see that a lot of people are here. They're gathered. They're already cheering for their favorite team. They're outside, so it's considered to be safer, and they are allowed to be here. They're only supposed to take their masks off while they're eating or drinking, but you can see quite a large crowd. Certainly not all in one single family or one single household that are mixing.
Others, however, were very concerned that there was a lack of social distancing occurring inside the stadium and didn't notice that there were tens of thousands of cardboard cutouts that were actually placed in the seats, and the stadium was only at a partial capacity. Many of the blue checks on Twitter were tweeting that the crowd was making them uncomfortable and that the Super Bowl was now a super spreader. And don't get me started on the halftime show. Did you see this? You know what this is. Servants of Satan. And you know what this is too. It's my Liberalism Find a Cure shirt. Available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie. So head on over to my online store at markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check it out.